You know when you get stuck in your head, when your thoughts are going round and round and they're sometimes focusing on less than positive things. Like for example, when you're in the shower or driving or walking and there's no external stimulus to speak of, you're not thinking about anything in particular, the brain's screensaver kicks in and you start going around and round with automatic thoughts. Some really good reasons for this. You can have some of your best ideas in that way. You can be very creative in that mode. It's also there to help you establish a sense of self. But there are some real downsides to it as well. So for example, you might end up ruminating, thinking about the past, getting caught in narrative loops, embedding ideas about yourself that aren't healthy. This is called the default mode network, and it's your brain's screensaver. The default mode network is a series of processes in the brain where little regions link together. Two of the main ones are, for example, the medial prefrontal cortex, which is right here in front of the brain, and this helps you establish a sense of self. It also brings a sense of narrative and a sense of meaning to the world. Another part is the posterior cingulate cortex, which is sort of in the middle, towards the back, right where the two hemispheres of the brain meet. And this is about bringing emotion and memory into narrative. And there's others as well, but these are the two main parts that really cause this default mode network to kick in and to create things like daydreaming and rumination and self-making. If you're in the shower, falling asleep at night, driving along, these are the experiences that you might have, and they're not always healthy. The first one is the constant selfing, this idea that you are the star of the story. This is the ego. The default mode network really helps to establish this idea of the ego, the self, the thing that makes you the star in your own show. In yoga psychology, we call this the ahamkara, the I maker, the things that makes you, you. The second less than good thing is a rumination loop. When you're thinking about sometimes negative experiences in the past and you go over them again and again and again, these are the sorts of thoughts that stop you from falling asleep at night. Why did I say that thing? What made me act that way? Oh, if I could do it again, then I would do. What did that person think of me? All of these different kind of things that you can ruminate all over. The third one is increased anxiety. Rumination loops, constant selfing, put you at the center of a story, and the story is sometimes anxiety-inducing. If you go over it and over it and over it, then the rest of the body can react as though you are going through those things right there in the moment. And this causes cortisol release, it causes adrenaline release, it causes you to not fall asleep or to create anxious moments, anxious experiences for yourself. And fourth and final one is that you can feel trapped inside your own head. You get this idea that you are just a bag of skin, and what's going on inside, you are the prisoner of it. And that is not a healthy feeling either, because it's not the case. So what can be done about it? Well, the problem isn't that it exists, because it exists for really important reasons. It helps create self-awareness, it helps create empathy, it helps you to process emotions and feelings. It's essential for moral reasoning, for navigating social life. You see, the problem isn't the default mode network, the problem is being ruled by it. The good news is that something can be done about it. There's a man who's walking along the street minding his own business. Suddenly a dog comes up to him and bites him on the hand and refuses to let go. It clings on and on and on. And the man, not knowing what to do, experiencing pain, just carries on walking. And he walks and walks and he gets home. And he says hello to his wife and children and he has dinner. All the while this dog is clinging onto him and he's trying to ignore it, trying to bite through the pain, work through the pain. He goes to bed with the dog still attached and his wife looks at him, knows that something's wrong, but won't say anything about it because what's to be said? He wakes up in the morning and the dog's still there, still clinging on, and off he goes to work. And he goes to work and people are giving him funny looks, and he is clearly experiencing a huge amount of pain, but he's gritting his teeth, he's still smiling, he's saying good morning to everyone, and he goes through the day. And eventually someone says to him, look, I can see that there's a problem here and you need to pull yourself away from it. So the man looks at the dog, almost as if for the first time, and the dog gritting his teeth right into the flesh of his hand. So the man starts to pull away and it just hurts more. And he pulls him away and it hurts more. And the harder he pulls, the more it hurts. So he carries on. He goes back home, greets his wife and children. He has dinner. The dog's still clinging on, and occasionally he'll pull at it, and he'll pull at it, and he'll pull at it until it hurts too much and he can't pull anymore. One day he's walking along with the dog still attached, and a man says, try going inwards. Instead of pulling away, try pushing in. Now, if you've got a dog, you'll know that their teeth have a slight angle to them, so if you do try and pull away, they're angled to stop you pulling away. But because they're angled that way, it's easier to push in than it is to pull out, and the man started pushing. And he went further, further and further inside, pushing his hand in, until he touched the back of the dog's throat, and the dog gagged and let go of the man's hand. That's how we deal with the default mode network. Instead of pulling away from it, instead of trying to escape from it, we go inwards. And this is a thought that's been around for 3,000 years. This is what meditation is. It's pushing inwards, it's pushing inwards. And the default mode network is what creates the suffering, what creates the anxiety, much more than the external pain, much more than the external circumstance. The default mode network is what's going to make us suffer over and over again, even though the pain has long since passed. And we try and pull away from it. The way we often get away from the default mode network is by listening to music, or incessantly talking, or watching garbage on the telly, or filling our faces with junk food. Anything to kind of push that voice away. But we can go inwards. We can move away from the control that the default mode network has over us by meditating, concentrating on the breath, martial arts, yoga. These are the things that people have done for thousands of years in order to push that I maker, that ahamkara, that ego maker away. And just leave the quiet voice inside. So here's an exercise that you can do, a really simple one, where you can just sit comfortably, either cross-legged on the floor if you're into that kind of thing, or just in a chair. And just slow your breathing down. Just concentrate on it. Don't have to do anything special with it, just slow your breathing down. And you can start to think about nothing at all. Just stare, just concentrate on the breath. But you'll notice that a thought creeps in. It always does. And I want you to think about that thought and just say, that's the default mode network. And then go back to thinking about nothing. And then another thought will come back. And I want you to say, that is the default mode network. Let it go away again. If the thought comes back, just let it go again. Don't punish yourself for thinking about it. Don't think that you're very bad at it because thoughts keep coming back. They always come back. The writer Jack Cornfield used to think about a cat sat at a mouse hole, and every time the mouse pops out, the cat goes bop, and the mouse goes back in again. And this is a similar way of thinking, except you're doing that with thoughts and not mice. So the default mode network is important. Your control over it, just as important, more important. So have a practice at recognizing it. That's the first step. Breathing, recognizing it. And don't ever forget that pain is absolutely inevitable. Suffering can be optional.